Alright. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we'll say Kalayim Layal Bashim Bashim Bash. And the oneness to the elders and apostles of your most known GMS, who won't teach well. Young brother here. Shema Shambani Hawada. Just want to get into a bit of an indoor camp. Decided to bring it in today because of the inclement weather. It's a lot worse. Well, I won't say a lot, it's a bit worse than it was yesterday. So I'll just bring it in for today. I got 3 articles that I want to get into, and let that be that. We can start with this one. So, Army Green Beret behind Las Vegas Cybertruck attack wrote New Year's Eve letter signaling mental health crisis. Strange coincidences that initially appeared to link the New Year's Day tragedies in New Orleans and Las Vegas have been overtaken by mounting evidence that the Tesla Cybertruck bombing at the Trump International Hotel was in fact a public display of a private tragedy. No information into your show, which listening to the brothers, they believe that this thing could be some sort of setup, false flag. The guard at the U.S. Army Special Forces, Master Sergeant Matthew Lilsberger, said it destroyed the email on the morning of New Year's Eve to Samuel Schmid, a retired Army intelligence officer and military pundit, and highlighted a constellation of grievances and dire warnings related to his military service, but gave no hint or explanation for his actions. The text made public by the local authorities, Lilsberger wrote, "I don't need to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost. I need to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost, relieve myself of the burdens, relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took." And into Friday, a former girlfriend of Lilsberger said he totally suffered traumatic brain injury while serving in the Middle East. Lashia was a relationship off and on with Lilsberger from 2020 to 2021, told CBS News that she exchanged they texted Lilsberger in the days leading up to the bombing. She said she gave no indication that he was planning to take his own life or blow up a Tesla Cybertruck outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. He loved the Army and gave his life and his mind for it, Eric said. Right. Well, actually, I didn't really. Oh God, show up my Gmail. Fuck. I need to do that. Look at the time because I gotta edit there. Alright, Isaiah 19 and 1. The burning Egypt, O Lord, ride upon a swift cloud, shall come into Egypt. How's Egypt shall remove his presence, and out of Egypt shall not in the midst of it. And I said the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Alright, so city, Egypt against Egyptian is American against American, right? The beginning one, right now, this was Claus's chariot. You have the idols of Egypt, all these leaders, these elites. How Egypt shall not in the midst of it, because when the Lord returns, the elites are going to be shook, right? Yeah. Let's see, shall we in fear? Let's see here if we can find this. Yeah, powers of heaven. Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, Star shall fall from heaven. Which of these ACBMs? Because they're gonna block out the sun and the moon, because there'll be so many of them hitting this place. The powers of the heaven should be shaken. That's the elites. And you see here, you might start with the elites. Right? And then we don't really gotta get to the rest of it. But that one was that one. Move up. In 1914, the Lord mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. He would cause Egypt to err, and he would lift him up as a drunken man, stagger within his vomit, right? And because this perverse spirit, that's going to cause or appear these Egyptians to be said against these Egyptians. These things go together, because you see here, when you read further on, he said that decorated U.S. Army Special Forces Sergeant, Master Sergeant Matthew Lilsberger, as is a Master Sergeant, rank, sends your story to me to email on the morning of the New Year's Eve to Samuel Shoemate, retired Army Intelligence Officer, military pundit. LA Constellation agreements this entire warnings related to military service, but gave no explanation for his actions. So yeah, grievances, warnings, because he didn't like the way his place was going, and he said that was a wake-up call for the American people. Was his terror attack, right? Lilsberger's father told CBS News he had been home Colorado Springs with his wife and even a child on Christmas. Unapproved military leave before he rented his slab truck at Buchanan, his meandering drive towards Las Vegas. Pentagon told CBS News there were no red flags prior to Lilsberger's departure from Germany, who was stationed with 1st Battalion, 10th Special Forces Group. The Senior Report Friday said Lilsberger visited the military, behavioral health services multiple times. I'm gonna really gotta talk about the rest, but they talk about the Sean Ryan show. But I watch that guy from time to time, right? But this is just one of the many things that were prophesied to come to this place. This one. It was 16. This book of Second Edges 15. 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in the hand. Right, ultimate destruction is going to come by SCBM nuclear missiles. However, before then, something called Jacob's Trouble needs to come forth, and Jacob's Trouble is, obviously a time of trouble for the Israelites, right? But it's really going to be a time for trouble all over the world. But are people going to be in danger? Even us, the will that I be the number, the whole Folek, even we will have to go through it. Jeremiah 37:36. Ask ye now, see what that man doth travail with the child, wherefore do I see every man with his hands as Lord, as woman in travail, of all faces turn to paleness. Paleness doesn't mean white, it just means fright. It doesn't mean literally pale. Last for that day is great, for the side known as like it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. but he shall be saved out of it. Right, and Jacob's trouble is the times that we're moving into. Get that word trouble. Tribulation, Jacob's tribulation, Jacob's treats, distress, trouble. It's all synonymous with the famines, civil wars. They're reading about 2 Kings 15 and 16. Synonymous with certain of us being locked up in prisons, inside camps for not taking the MOTB. This is all the same exact thing. Yeah, Revelation 13, 3-10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? And this is the same thing. Jacob's trouble. So the last one I know this year is the book of Daniel, chapter 12. And when at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince will stand for the children of thy people, and there should be a time of trouble, so as would never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time the people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. Michael's going to stand up in World War III. Right? In that time, the time of trouble is a time before then, right? Which is Jacob's trouble. And then deliverance is going to happen after that. Because, it doesn't make sense for Jacob's trouble to be after we're delivered. If that makes no sense. That means we got delivered from nothing. And we just read Jeremiah 37, there should be a time of trouble, but that people should be saved. Alright, that was pretty much what I wanted to say on that one. On that front. There's 15 and 15. For the sword and destruction draweth nigh, one people shall stand up and fight against another, swords in their hands. Right, so that's something too, First part is ultimate destruction, is World War III. The second part here is talking about the civil wars. Right, and this is the example of it. Let's see here. Decorated U.S. Army Special Forces Master Sergeant committing a terror attack. Moving on to the 16th verse. Be sedition among men, hating one another. Should not regard the kings nor princes. Of course, the act shall stand in their power. Right, so this is pretty much anti-government sentiment or civil war, which we can look up. War between organized groups within the same state or country. On one side, maybe to take over control of the country or region, or achieve independence or region, or to change government policies. Right, so citizens of the same country. War between citizen and the government. What is that called? Revolution. So you're gonna have rebellions and revolutions coming to this country. Just things like that, to stoke that. If this is a false operation, it's just to stoke those kinds of emotions. Like you're gonna have more Northern Kingdom rhetoric because of the train arson that happened. So these are all things that are set up to, pretty much set up a backdrop, for these people to get them to move the way that leads want them to move. shall desire to go into a city shall not be able, because they're gonna be closed down. You know, moving these times, you're gonna need to have microchip to enter into the city. Let's see here. It's Matthew 24 and 6. You share wars and rumors of war, siege, you be actual, for all these things must come to pass, but then it's not yet. Right? If nation rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, there should be famine, the pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. Right? So, example of kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. This also goes into these civil wars and these rebellions. You have wars, battles going here. The citizens are going to turn against the government. This is what we're moving into, right? And go to this one. NYC starts driver congestion charging despite opposition. This is from AFP. I know this uploaded today, about 10 hours ago. So, New York launched a controversial scheme Sunday to charge drivers in certain parts of the city. First, the United States putting local authorities on a collision course with President Trump. While we're talking about that, because I never looked this up. January 20th is when he takes office. I forgot. So we have about three or so weeks. Actually, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks and some change. State government capital Ultra announced in November that drivers entering areas Manhattan South Central Park pay a daytime toll of $9 for midnight, January 4th. Plan revised one originally with a $15 base fee that she passed in June, saying that there were too many unintended consequences for New Yorkers. Republican lawmakers call Trump, a native New York who has vowed to kill the scheme if elected, to intervene now to terminate it. Areas neighboring New York City are argued that charge were their business and impaired residents' ability to commute into Manhattan. Judge denied a 11th hour effort Friday by neighboring New Jersey state officials to block the scheme on grounds of its environmental impact on adjoining areas, which it will, because all that stuff and those exhaust, I hear it could cause asthma and stuff. Or so, from what I hear, and I believe it. That stuff is no good for you. The car exhaust, you don't want to breathe that stuff in. The plan is intended to reduce congestion and to help fund the New York subway system. Sokol said it was revised after the assessment showed that it would work at a lower fee, right? And all that money that they want to put into the subway system now, and you got someone, lights it on fire, even though it could be false, could be a CGI or whatever, could be a psyop. The fact of the matter is that it happened. Well, I think the fire is real, but stuff like that is very possible. And these trains are stopped all the time. They mess up. Personally, man, I say if you can drive, you should drive. If you live in the city, you should drive. It depends. Some places better you want to take the train, but the trains are ridiculous sometimes. Some elected New York City borough officials, as well as a powerful trade group representing Hollis, fault the project. Taxi Driver Association also opposed the plans, and members both pre-booked ride-haul drivers both pre-booked ride hail drivers and drivers of the city's iconic yellow cabs will not pay the fee themselves, but affected customers will be hit with a surcharge. Yeah, they don't want that because then they don't want to lose their customers. The scheme will charge drivers venturing below 60th Street, Manhattan, an area that encompasses the business districts of Midtown and Wall Street. So that's like all that stuff. Penn Station, 42nd, all that stuff. Business area. Some 700,000 vehicles into the area per day. Gridlock means cars can travel just 7 miles per hour, 11 kilometers per hour on average, and even slower. And some areas officials say there are numerous exemptions to the base fee as well as a low-income discount plan. We don't gotta read the rest, but you see there's a lot of opposition to this thing. And the city went on with it, even though, New Jersey and all these different officials and people have spoken against it. They did it anyway. And that's only going to stoke, these fires of, anti-government rhetoric. I messed that up, but it's okay. It's that one. It's another one that I want. Let me see. Let me think. There's a gain turned into a loss. We don't need YouTube. Let me see here. It's that one, that one. Alright, so we'll go here. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Rejoice, ye heavens, and ye dwell in them. What happens to the earth and the sea, and which is us, as people, animals, nature. For the devils come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth the hath but a short time. So that's why you're seeing this man and this system, this beast system, you're seeing the way they operate. They're making this thing very clear, clear cut. That hey, you can have an opinion, but at the end of the day, they're gonna ignore it, and they're not gonna take hold or respect your opinion. Like you see here. We got rid of that one. Spoke of Sirach 20:9. There's a sin that have good success in evil things, and there's a gain that turneth to loss, right? And Esau, came to this place, butchered, Gad, Reuben, talking about North America, and stole this land, from the tribes that were here, and he made a gain. He constantly took land. He would take the land away, then he would sell it to his own people, so they would buy it and move the native further away, further out, push them away, make trees with them, then break them. But right now, that gain is being turned to a loss, because that's the judgment of the Most High. Alright, so they're losing, ground, and they're losing territory. Well, not really losing territory, but you know what I mean. They're losing their kingdom right now. Which, I mean, technically, they are losing territory because they abandoned those bases in Afghanistan, so they are losing it in terms of like domination and everything. But then you have these wars that they're backing that they're not winning. The wars they're backing, like the one in Ukraine, they're not winning that, and they're not winning with Israel. That's not gonna end. Right? But turn to a loss because it's moving to Jacob's trouble, right? Because it's all a controlled demolition of the society, so they can bring about the MOTB, order at Gale, so then they can push that thing out, and the people can go take it. However, when World War II pops off, things are gonna go beyond their control, because the Most High is gonna be involved with that, Yahushai, so they're not gonna be able to control how things pan out, right? And they're not gonna be able to control what happens after, which is their enslavement. It's the book of Isaiah 14, verse 13. Yeah. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption, right? These are things that we hold true, that we do. Let go from the immortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, which is what we gotta do. It's a constant battle and fight to do these things. Like we read in Ephesians 6 and 12. You fight against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Set aside thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times, right? You should be praying for this thing to end. You should be hoping. You shouldn't want this place to last forever. For your great evils and those which thou hast seen shall be done. For great evils and those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be wicked through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Right? So these are more evils that we're seeing as every year goes on. More and more things are gonna pop off as you move closer and closer to Jacob's trouble and his MOTB being pushed out. For the time is fled far away, and the leasing is hard at hand. For now, he saith to come, which seen. Leasing. Let's see what leasing means. I know leasing is like grant property and lease, lend, take property, rent, hire, charter, engage, take. Because we're gonna be taken in terms of deliverance, and you can get this in the GNT. Truth of the part, falsehood will never draw near. The eagle you saw in the vision is about the land. No. This isn't where you get the, they got this wrong. Yeah, truth will depart. The eagle you saw in your vision is about to arrive. I don't know where they get that one. Because that was in the last chapter, I think, where he's recounting that one. about Rome. Um, well, that eagle is Rome, but I don't think it's that. They don't have that. GT. Yes, he sold the Oriental versions. See, something that they I was guessing about, but I'm gonna just let that be that. Give all praise and glory to Yahweh Shai. With that, 20 5. Shalom.